According to JP Morgan, gold and silver is money, everything else is credit. But does it make sense to invest in gold these days? In this video, you'll discover the top 2 reasons to invest in gold so you can decide if it makes sense for you. You'll learn how gold can safeguard your portfolio in times of economic uncertainty, which investment strategies work well with gold and which are terrible, and the pros and cons of some different ways to buy, sell, and store gold. If you're new to this channel, I'm Penelope Jane Smith. I've been teaching for over 20 years, and I am super passionate about providing people with the financial education they never got at home or in school growing up, so they can have ease, peace, and freedom around money, and ultimately become financially free, where the income from your investments pays for your lifestyle, so you're totally at choice about what you do with your time and energy. And since we're talking about investing, I have to give a legal disclaimer here. I am not a financial planner and I don't give financial advice or sell investment products. My goal here is to give you straightforward and unbiased financial education and guidance so you can be a good steward of your money. Nothing I say should be construed as financial advice. Please don't make any investment decisions based on a YouTube video, okay? That said, if you find this video helpful and interesting, please tap the like button for the YouTube algorithm. When you like my videos and leave comments, YouTube figures, this must be interesting, and maybe other people would enjoy it too. So if a video gets enough engagement, YouTube shows it to a few more people, and if they like it, YouTube shows it to a few more people. And this is ultimately how I grow my channel and reach more people with my message, so I can then turn around and create more great content for you. So if you take a moment to tap the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, let's dive in. There are 2 main reasons to consider gold as an investment. What are they? The first is what you've probably already heard. Gold can protect your money and safeguard your portfolio in times of economic instability because it'll hold its value in the face of inflation, hyperinflation, and crazy government spending. Let's look at how gold works as a hedge against inflation and government manipulations. Have you heard of the gold standard? The gold standard is the universal, traditional way of determining how different currencies relate to reality. How much gold is a dollar or a euro or a yen worth? In the past, we could only print as much money or as many dollars as we had physical gold on hand to back it up. Since 1922, the gold standard started getting phased out, and in 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard completely. This has led to the opportunity to do a lot of manipulating the money systems in the world. Now, instead of being on the gold standard, we have fiat currency. Here's the definition: a currency whose usefulness results not from any intrinsic value, like being backed by gold or guarantee that can be converted into gold or another currency, but only from a government order that it must be accepted as a payment of our means. Basically, our currency becomes play money, like monopoly money. The more money you print, the more money is in circulation. Each dollar is worth less and less. The risk of going off the gold standard is that they can just print as much money as they want, which can lead to inflation and even hyperinflation. Here's a chart that shows how many German marks were needed to buy 1 ounce of gold. And you can see that from 1919 to 1923, the marks were inflated extremely quickly, only over a 4-year period. In Hungary, it was even quicker. Here's a chart of the Hungarian pengos over a 1-year period from 1945 to 1946. Here's a 100 quintillion pengo bill. Something similar happened in Venezuela in 2019. So some people look at our government printing money like crazy and think, wow, that could totally happen here. And they buy gold to protect against that risk. People who believe in investing in gold also like to say that gold creates price stability. A kilo of gold in 1945 could buy a car. And a kilo of gold now could still buy a car. So that's how gold can safeguard your portfolio in times of economic instability. If you're seriously worried about government spending or even the collapse of our currency, it might help you sleep better at night to have some of your portfolio in gold. The second reason to invest in gold is to grow your money. During some periods, the price of gold has gone up faster than the stock market. If you're curious about investing in gold to grow your wealth, the number one secret to investing in gold successfully is having the right investment strategy. That's why some financial experts like Dave Ramsey strongly recommend against investing in gold, because Dave Ramsey's strategy is to buy and hold, and that is a terrible strategy for gold. Statistically, just buying and holding gold consistently long-term will underperform the stock market. So of course he doesn't recommend it, right? So if you're following a buy and hold investment strategy, you would only buy gold as a hedge against inflation, not for growth. Buying gold is different than buying stock in a company because gold doesn't generate an income like Amazon or Disney or Coca-Cola. What drives the price of gold is supply and demand, and the demand grows when investors are feeling uncertain. So if you want to invest in gold to grow your wealth, you need a solid plan to only invest in gold when it makes sense. You'll want to learn how to read price charts and study the price of gold, as well as how it's performing relative to the overall market and other investments you might consider. If you decide that you do want to invest in gold, then there are a bunch of different ways to buy, sell, and store it. If you like the idea of owning physical gold in your possession, the downside is that you need to have a safe place to store it. Most people own gold in the form of coins or bars, with the bars typically being 1 ounce, 10 ounces, or 1 kilo in size. If you want to own gold in smaller, more transaction-friendly weights, Karatbars is a company that sells cash gold or gold cards with 1 gram of gold in them. Of course, you pay a premium for the convenience of having your gold in this form, so I wouldn't necessarily do this for growth, but if you're concerned about economic instability to the point of wanting to have gold as a backup payment method, this might be an option to consider. You can click the link in the description if you want to check that out. Just a heads up, they have a whole MLM side, but the reason I'm mentioning it is that this is a real product with real value, completely independent of the MLM, and is a way of owning gold that's transaction friendly. So we've discovered some different types of physical gold that you can store yourself, but you can also store your gold in a pooled account. An allocated account means they keep track of what specific gold is yours. And an unallocated account means that it's mixed up with everyone else's. If you don't want to deal with the hassle of storing physical gold, you can invest in gold-related exchange-traded funds like GLD, or even a fund that invests in gold mining companies like GDX. Just keep in mind that the smaller the mining companies, the more volatile the price will be, meaning it'll go up and down like a roller coaster with bigger dips than larger companies. The downside to investing in funds like this is that you don't have actual gold in your hot little hand, but the upside is that you don't have to worry about storing it or having it stolen. And it's super easy to invest in a fund like this right in your brokerage account, or even a lot of retirement accounts like IRAs allow you to do this. I've been able to invest in gold ETFs and gold mining ETFs right inside my Roth IRA. And since you've made it this far, if you found this helpful, please tap the like button on this video if you haven't already done that, because it really does help me out. It also helps if you comment on this channel. I'm especially curious about how this is landing for you and what other topics you would love to see me make videos on. And if you'd like to see more videos from me around personal finance, money management, saving and investing, and of course, financial freedom, make sure to subscribe to this channel and click that little bell icon so you'll see every time I make a new video. And finally, if you want to connect with me on social media, I'll post the links in the description to all the things, my various accounts. Right now, I'm mostly on Facebook. I check that pretty much every day, Penelope Jane Smith, and on Clubhouse at Penelope Jane. And I'd love to see you there. Thanks for watching and happy investing.